Hey there, cats and kitties. I am the Blues Man, Johnny Blues. With this video, I'll be discussing some brief thoughts on episode 12 of the anime series, Dansai Bunri no Crime Edge. And this was a crazy episode. I mean, everything comes to a head in it, really, and in a sort of shocking turn of events, because essentially we have Kiri going up against little Emily Red Hands and feeling confident. He feels like he's going to best her, and for a few minutes we actually think he will. Now, the interesting thing is, it seems like all his faith in his original Killing Good author and everything like that, the person who's down his lineage that was originally holding the Crime Edge weapon and everything, Greyland, it turns out that this might all actually be fictional, and he basically, when he finds that out, starts to get his ass handed to him again by little Emily, and he's very near the brink of death by the end of this, and I was just stunned by it because I thought for a little while there he was really holding his own. He was actually going to outsmart her and beat her. But of course, as we see, he's brought to the brink of death. He falls backward over a cliff edge, and when he's down on the ground, he ends up having the same dream that the Biodanzaka sister hinted at herself having in the last episode when it came to the original author of the Killing Good that she wields, the syringe. This is what Kiri has opened himself up for. This is what he's willing to endure in the aspect of, saving EY, his love, the Hair Queen that everyone wants to kill because of the mythology that suggests, they'll have their wishes granted. In Emily's case, she wants her father back. So basically, when he encounters Greyland in this dream, he becomes him. He embodies him. Their souls, I guess you could say, intermingle, and we see just how brutal Greyland was. Now, he may not have killed 200 people necessarily. We don't really know. I like how it's kind of peppered with hints of Jack the Ripper, that kind of thing, playing on themes of that, where some people question along the same lines as they think Sherlock Holmes might have been a real detective in 18th century or 19th century London. Some people question whether there really ever was a Jack the Ripper, and apparently there was. According to whatever history you follow, nobody is really sure who he is, and that's kind of the Greyland character. But what's really fascinating is once they intermingle, all of a sudden Kiri becomes a beast. Now, this is something we've heard going all the way back to the beginning, that if someone's like psychosis is overtaken by the original author, they can lose themselves and become a beast, a monster. And very rarely do they come back from that. So it should be interesting to see what happens, because then once he is the beast, he just opens up a can on little Emily, tears her apart. And because she's a child, even as evil as she has been, it's shocking to see what he does to her, and what he does to her, because he opens up that fear that has been almost stationary in her psyche because of her being possessed by her own killing goods, the knives and all of that stuff. And it's just, wow. I mean, it all ramped up to a head. And of course, we basically have EY figuring out after she wakes up that she's got to get to the gravesite of their father, their mutual father, if you will, adopted for Emily. But it's all really interesting because Kiri's nowhere to be found. And the flames are still burning from when Emily tried to light him on fire. And, Emily's sitting there crying and screaming, pleading for her life. So it definitely took a major swing in this episode, and I can't wait to see how it all comes to a close in the next one. So I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments below what you thought of this episode, if you've seen it. And otherwise, that'll be it for me. Hope you're all doing well. I'll catch you later. Peace.